Alright, what's going on, boys? Today, another update on the road to profitability or road to my first payout. And today we didn't make any progress, and that's okay. You can't take a win, you can't take a trade every day. That's how you lose money, crash out, blow accounts. But let's just go over the market, share with you what I was thinking. And I always start off on the higher time frame, so we're on the daily right now. And as you guys see, daily bullish for value gap. What do you expect to happen from here? Price moves like this most of the time, or sometimes, whatever. But it looks like this is what we're doing, right? As you guys see here, boom. And usually when price retraces into a fair value gap and we get a wick out of it, you expect that the next draw on liquidity, or the next place you want to see price go, is to that old high, right? So my draw on liquidity today was this daily high. Let's go lower into the lower time frames. We can get rid of this now. You guys got the gist, I hope, right? So we're obviously bullish as hell, and we're reacting off this daily fair value gap, right? So I want to see a reaction from this daily fair value gap towards that high, and we just didn't see that today. And I didn't want to go short because of that daily fair value gap, this higher time frame bullish structure. But my draws on liquidity on lower time frames were just any sort of high, right? So this pre-market high right here, this high from yesterday, and then this high from Monday. I want to see these highs get taken out, but as you guys see, market opens right here, 9:30, and we just dump down, right? We just flush down. So in my head, I'm like, all right, we flush down. What is a bearish draw I could target? So I go into the 1 hour, and the draw that I see is this low from yesterday that tapped into this for value gap. Because if we're bearish, right, we're truly bearish, then we're probably going to want to flush even further towards the yesterday's low. And we just didn't get that. We get some displacement down on the 5-minute, and we just stagnate, And I'm not going to take trades up here targeting this low, because again, we're in such a high probability area for longs, being this daily for value gap. I don't want to short into a daily bullish for value gap. It's just not intelligent. That's not a probable trade, right? But I only saw one other setup that I could have taken, and it would have been targeting these lows right here, right? But I'm going to show you guys why I didn't take this trade targeting those 15-minute lows, and it's because on the 5-minute, we take out this other 15-minute low, or this 5-minute low, whatever you want to call it, and we get this very, very bullish wick out of it. And that's kind of showing me, okay, maybe we are actually going to flip bullish and take out these highs. But no, we don't do that. We just flush towards that 15-minute low, and that was the only setup for today, but I just didn't take it. My discretion, my sensors were going off telling me that that's not a plus setup, and I don't think it was, because of how bullish I was on the other time frames, right? But this would have been a nice trade. We wait for price to retrace into this 1 minute for value gap, and just for practice sake, let's see how big this retrace was. 50-point retrace. So that is pretty nice. And then we see this 1 minute break of structure right here. You can enter off that candle close, stop loss, a little high, 27 points, targeting 45 points. Could have rode price down to that 15-minute low, but I wasn't involved in this, and that's okay. I just didn't like how we reacted off this low right here. We also inverse this little gap right here. But yeah, and after that displacement, that distribution, we just chop and range, so I lucked myself out. And yeah, I'm still gonna classify this as a W sort of day. I didn't get caught in any of this bullshit, right? I did everything correctly. I was patient. I waited for my draws to get revealed. I waited for displacement, and we just didn't see anything that I liked, and I didn't take a trade. You don't have to take a trade every day, guys. You know, you're not gonna be you're not a fucking god. You're not gonna be taking wins 5 out of 5 days. You know, you gotta be patient. Wait for your setup. Wait for your confidence to be at a good point, and you execute on good trades. But yeah. And another thing that I've been doing is at market open, I've been writing out my goal for the morning or the trading day. And let's just go over today's goal real quick, so maybe it'll help you guys out. So today's goal: build and practice good habits. Goal is not to feel like a winner or win a trade. It is to develop good, profitable habits. The better habits I develop and the more I practice them, the richer I will be in the future. Trust the process. Now, me saying this before I look at the charts, me putting myself into that sort of mindset, I shift my expectation and my goal from taking winning trades and making money into being a good trader. Now, this is very important because let's say today I had the very, very big urge to feel like a winner or to, win a trade, right? I would have probably taken some bullshit here, you know? I probably would have wanted to see those further lows get taken and take some sort of bad entry. But because my goal now is to just be a good trader, develop good habits, I understand that a habit that I need to practice is staying patient and not taking bad, improbable trades. And even though this trade worked out, I would not take this 10 out of 10 times, so I didn't take it. And that's a good habit. That's good practice. So if you guys want to just steal that little tip from me, I think you guys should. It might help you out a lot in your trading. But yeah, that'll do it for today. Nothing really too much more to talk about. My account balance is still at $400. I have 4 winning days. 1 more winning day and I'm eligible for a payout, but I think I'm going to build a buffer to 2K right here, and that is just so I could actually withdraw a good amount of money. I don't want to just withdraw $200, $300. I want to withdraw $1,000 and still have $1,000 left as a buffer, so I can actually keep the account and profit from it even more. So the way I'm gonna go, the route and the plan of attack to get to 2K is just take 2 more very, very high probable setups and risk sort of heavy on them. I have $1,000 left in my drawdown, right? And I'm going to risk about half of that drawdown on each of the next trades. So I'm gonna risk around 500 again, make around $700, and that'll put me at like 1,200. Right, 1,200 balance or 1,100, something like that, and then 1 more good, decent sized trade, and that'll put me around 2K. So I'm either gonna lose 2 in a row, blow the account, or win 2 in a row and withdraw $1,000. That's my current plan of attack. And looking at last week, you might be saying like, bro, you lost 3 in a row. Why would you risk half your drawdown when you just lost 3 in a row? You'll easily blow your account. 2 of these trades were bullshit. This one I risked way too much on by accident, and there was only 1 good loss from last week, and I knew if I had a better mindset and I traded better, I would have avoided these 2 losses. So yeah, like I know when I'm on my A game and my mindset, my psychology is on lock, I've never lost 2-3 trades in a row. It's always when it's always when I get greedy and I want to get a payout or I want to force something, that's when I start taking losses. I know that with my model and with my like good mindset, I'm not really going to take 2 losses in a row, even though it's possible, and I'm accepting the fact that it is possible. It's very unlikely, I recognize that when I do take 3 losses in a row, 9 times out of 10, it's not like probability, it's not my system, it's more user error. I'm not taking the best setups that I could be taking. Either my draw is not A+, I FOMO in and I take a very, very early entry, which is what happened on Wednesday. Last week, you can watch my videos and see, like, 2 of the trades were not good in my opinion, so that's why I'm comfortable risking half of the drawdown, because I know if I'm locked in and I'm staying patient and only taking the free, most guaranteed setups, I know that like 7-8 times out of 10 I'm winning both trades. So that's my current plan of attack, and yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the journey. This is just a realistic, transparent documentation of what I'm doing to help you guys understand that it's not all sunshines and rainbows. You're not gonna fucking start trading and then in 1 month just bang out a 2 weeks of straight green and take a fucking 2K payout. You know, shit's gonna take a while. You're gonna take wins. You're gonna take losses. It's a yo-yo, man. There's gonna be ups and downs, but you just want your downs to be smaller than your ups. You know, like you don't want your down times to completely destroy all your ups. You don't want to make 2 months of progress and then within 1 week you just destroy that 2 months of progress. You want to go 2 steps up, 1 step back, 2 steps up, 1 step back. So you're gradually getting better and better as the days go on. But yeah, that'll do it for today. Like, comment anything you guys want to comment. I respond to all the comments. Subscribe if you want to keep watching more of these videos. I don't really have any goal with the YouTube, to be honest. I just have free time and I like talking about my trading day and I like sharing my insights with you guys, and that's pretty much why I do it. I just want to share a real transparent journey on YouTube and with you guys, because I get caught in the social media trap too. I see all these people making 20K a month, 100K a month, and then I start to feel bad about myself. I'm like, dude, how are these guys doing this shit? I'm so far behind. Like, I haven't even made any money. But in reality is, most people are in my shoes, right? So I want to relate to those people and give you guys some comfort knowing that it's not all like upside. There's going to be downsides to it. And a lot of these creators and influencers don't want to show you the downsides. They don't want to show you the struggles because you're not going to buy their course. You know what I mean? You're not going to buy their course or mentorship from them showing you losses and them showing their struggles. You want to buy a course from someone who seems like a G, you know, seems like a god in the markets, but that's not realistic, you know. And I want to be as realistic as possible with you guys, show you guys the reality of day trading and how long it could take to actually, you know what I mean, see some success. I started day trading in like February, March, so what is that? March, April, May, June. This is my 5th month of day trading, and this is a realistic progression in the trading journey. I've been trading for a lot longer than that, but a lot of that was just nonsense, you know. It took me 3 to 4 years to even get to this point, and that's a big problem with the social media. I was following the wrong people, I was doing the wrong things, and it took me till 5 months ago to finally like discover futures, discover this model, discover all this stuff, you know. In the past I was gambling on options. I won't even call it trading. I was basically gambling on options. I didn't know anything about like prop firms, how to actually use prop firms, you know, like risking heavy on evals and stuff like that. Prop firm game is a whole different game than trading like a live account. I didn't know about day trading. I was on the 4-hour time frame trying to swing trade. Like, I wasted a lot of time doing stupid stuff. So hopefully this reaches you early in your journey so you don't have to go through all that waste time. But yeah, I'm counting my journey. I'm counting the start of my journey as February 2025, because that's when I started like paper trading and trading in this sort of way with rules and a system, you know. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.